at my end for a bloody first time in God knows how long. The sun is shining, and wow, we are back. And the playoffs, the World Cup is on the horizon as well. We've got everything to look forward to. The Triple B rankings back. We only tried it once, and we almost got it. People don't like the Bernie tip to say it's cursed. I just think personally, they just want to blame poor old me. So the Triple B rating, it's a trusted, perfect formula. So whoever gets the Triple B rating, don't blame me. You are supposed to win the competition. Basically, what the Triple B rating is this. It's 19 filters, what all come together in a secret formula tucked away in the White House with my good friend Donald Trump, who I'm trying to get on the show in one of the segments. He's a big fan of Blood Bowl, and I'm hoping Donald Trump will be in later on, maybe tonight or tomorrow. So that's something to look forward to. He's a funny guy, is Donald. So it's 19 secret formulas, and all we're going to do is we're going to do it in segments of 4 teams per video. I'm going to try and get some of you wonderful guys to help me out, because obviously it's better if there's 2 of us. And I'm absolutely honoured to say today, in the first episode, there was only one guy I needed as my wingman, and that is Mystic Ted. Congratulations on how we're feeling today, Teddy. And is it sunny where you are?
Yeah, I'm in sunny England, just like you.
Yeah.
It's nice and sunny out here for a change.
I tell you what, yeah, it's like almost like get your top off weather down here in Hull. That's saying something. Obviously, I won't get my body out, I might scare people, but it's that sort of like feeling where where the gym guys are going to be coming out in there, the 6-packs, and I'll be obviously trying to do them with my 10-pack. But yeah, it's a good sunny day. I'm feeling quite good today. It's all good. And the Triple B rating, I tell you what, it takes ages, but I love doing it. So we're going to see the 4 teams, what basically the Triple B rating says. They need to become Ethan Hunt of Mission Impossible. It is Mission Impossible for these 4 teams. But you know what? It's only formula. They can do it. So what we're going to do, and hi, yeah, Groovy Hot Dice. You're one of my main guys. You better win me this cup, Groovy. We're going to just talk about the first 4 teams, and that's basically, we'll look at the pros and the cons. It's basically like we do the shows before. The only difference is obviously that we've got the added excitement of the Triple B formula and various other things. It'd be interesting to see which of the UC guys finishes the highest in the rankings, and also which of the champions finishes high. Will we have a champion coming out number 1? Who knows? But let's get on with the show. So, the team, what the Triple B rating says, has the worst chance of winning the competition. In fact, it shouldn't even turn up because it's got no chance. And it is, when I find them, this is where I find them. And ironically, this team is the current champion. So the guy who won the championship with Dwarfs, the Triple B rating says, I don't care if you're the champion, I'm telling you now, you have got no chance of winning it this season. And that is a last-ditch effort. So Blob Skills has made it with his goblins. He was stunned when he found out he made it with these guys. But he's here. And I quickly had a look at pros and cons. And for last-ditch effort, for the pros, I said, current champion, so obviously he knows he can play, and he'll get loads of inducements. Cons, I got only 2 rerolls, what I thought was a bit bizarre for a goblin team. They're goblins, so they ain't that great. And only 13 players, what wasn't brilliant, and the most worrying thing, no Apo. So I'm obviously he's got an agility 4 goblin, let's that's good, I guess. That could help, and he'll have loads of inducements. He might be able to get himself a few stuff. But I'm not loving the team apart from the champ. What do you think, Ted? Can you see this winning?
Yeah, we've seen crazy stuff before. I mean, in the PC, we saw Halflings get to the semi-final. So
we did.
If Halflings can do it, certainly Goblins can. And as you mentioned, he is a former, well, not former.
He's current. Yeah, he's a champ. Absolutely.
As well. Surprisingly, no Pogo either. I thought the Goblins would like a Pogo running around, leaping around as a ball carrier, but it's a nice team. Maybe he's going to try and play the low TV advantage and hope stars and inducements can help him out.
Yeah, a few have done that before, haven't they? They've gone that way, and sometimes it's been quite successful. I know Sega likes to keep his TV low or lowish, and use inducements as well. So he's probably the master at low TV. Sullivis as well. I've noticed he's a bit of a nasty pasty for like what I would call min maxing. But yeah, I mean, it's the champ. He didn't expect to make it. He's got it, and like I said, you've got to be in it to win it. The agility 4 piece is key. The pogo, for all we know, might have been splattered in the game before. I don't like the no apothecary, because you've got to have an apothecary goblin team. I almost dislike it more than only having 2 rerolls. I don't know why you ever started off with 2 rerolls. That makes no sense to me. But this team is ranked 32nd, and basically, if this team wins, I'll retire the Trouble B rating. That's how confident I am. So unfortunately, it's good that you're here, Blobs. And, you know, I could see you causing carnage or maybe knocking a team out or, you know, ruining something. Stadium, okay, he hasn't got one. That's why I didn't mention it. Sorry, Shag. We will look at the stadium enhancements, obviously. But yeah, he's got nothing. He's just called the ditch. So there you go. That is basically... there's not really much to say about this team. As we go further down the rankings, when we get to a lot of the better teams, we'll be able to talk a lot more about them. But to me, I don't know where he spent his money on Shagrath. I really don't. It's crazy, isn't it? But to me, I think he's got no chance. That's my honest opinion. Any last words on this, Teddy, before we get to the next team?
Well, it's a goblin team with a few niche abilities, but at starting TV, probably is a bit of a struggle. There's only 2 rerolls and no apoth.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just thinking it could go with Nobler Blackwalk, could he? The Chainsaw Blodge guy, depending who it goes against. He's got Ripper Bolgrot, who I always think is a really good inducement, because obviously, you know, if big strength 6 doesn't suffer from, is it stupid or whatever, he doesn't go stupid. He always causes me a bit of problems then in the Mighty Blow, but I think he needs to have good dice to get through, to be honest. But hey, he's in it, and you've got to be in it to win it. So that is the worst team, apparently, by the rankings. My apologies, Blob. Now, the 31st team ranking. Now, this guy has the worst playoff record I've ever known. So that for the people out there who are veterans of the playoffs, they'll probably know who it is. The 31st placed team is... when I find them... It is Blood and Tears top men Stump Humper. Is Bretonnians. Now, I like Bretonnians. I have a lot of love for Bretonnians and #Griff. Best star player in the world. But Stump Humper has come into... It's sad, really, because he does really well in the ladder. He plays good teams as well, good coaches. He does really well. And then he comes to the playoffs and it all goes wrong. Yeah, the panics or pressure gets to him and he's improved, but then the dice don't go for him and he's yet to win a playoff. Could this be the season where the Bretonnians get him that first win? I didn't mind when I looked at this team. I was like, yeah, I don't mind this team. I was really surprised to see the rankings say, you know what, Bernie, I don't fancy this at all. Pros and cons. What did I do for this one? Pros, Bretts have a decent record in the playoffs. They do. They've even got to a final. They're a solid team, and they can get, in my opinion, probably the best star player in the game, Griff Oberwald, if he goes against something with a lot high TV. The cons I had is he has a horrid record in the playoffs. Horrendous. And I couldn't tip this team because of his record. He has to prove that he can get over this playoff hump. He's the sort of guy you don't want to play because you know eventually he's going to get that win. You just pray it's not against you. I love Brett. I like the way he's developed this team. I think personally I'd have had this team further up in the rankings myself. But the Triple B says no way, Jose. Teddy, what do you think of the team? Teddy, are you there, Teddy?
Oh, hello. Sorry, just
He fell asleep on me. He's fell asleep on me.
No, it's not that. My controller disconnected, and I was trying for ages looking for a charger.
It's all right, mate. It's all right. But you're here now, are you? So, what do you think of this team, buddy? What do you think of this team?
What team was it again?
Blood and Tears top men, the Bretonnian team, Stumpumper.
Oh, Bretonnians.
Yeah.
What can I say about? Now, I always saw Stump Humper climbing around with Bretts, and when I look at this team, it's pretty solid. He's got 2 guard pieces and on his blitzers, and all of them have got blodge, which is always helpful. A nice killy blocker with Might Blow piling on, which is always fun to have. Then he's got.
Yeah, I see a lot of that happening. You know, the wrestle beat. Some people frown upon it, saying, "No, you can't make a killer when he's got wrestle." A lot of people don't really like it. I mean, I don't mind it, do you? I mean, you've got to make a killer somewhere. So why not be a blocker?
Yeah, it's true. They're the only ones that get access to strength on normals, and
yeah. So you haven't really got much option, have you?
Yeah, unless the other killer is a secret peasant with dirty player and all those other shenanigans.
Yeah.
But it's a very nice team, and Stumphuber's done very well in getting them to where they are.
Yeah. I just want to say as well, forgive me, I didn't look at the record of the Goblin. There's basically 1-3, lost 3 was the Goblin record. Stumphuber's record, 1-11, drawn 6, lost 3. So again, decent record. I think he played a lot of these games early on in the season. When I looked at most of the teams, a lot of the coaches, I would say, with no disrespect to them, a lot of them were very lesser coaches. There's a few decent coaches in there. But he seems to get quite an easy roster, of games. Shagroff makes a good point. They look healthy. They do. They look as healthy as my Bretts did when I did the Brett run. And also this team's far superior to my Bretts. Like I said, I like these. I was like gobsmacked when I saw these coming at 31st. But the rankings are what they are, and they said this was the 31st. It may have something as well to do with this horrendous record in the playoffs. Because it is atrocious. It's probably the worst ever. And that's not being nasty to Stump. He knows it is. So yeah, we'll see. I think they could. I mean, he plays Bretts well. I've seen him play Bretts well a lot of times. I think this could be the team, especially with a favourable draw, what can see him go quite far. Bretts always seem to do well in the playoffs, and that is something I always take note of. Certain races do well in the Ps4 playoffs, and Bretts certainly do. So, even back in the days, I think when Sam used the Bretts in Season 1, they did well there as well. They was unlucky to get knocked out. And I think Sergel was unlucky with them as well. There's a few teams unlucky with Bretts, but they still got quite deep. Can you see this team going far, or do you think it's going to be more pain for poor old Stumpumper?
No, I think they can go quite well. I can see them getting to the quarterfinals and then having a little bit of a mishap there, but it's a solid-looking team, and people sometimes underestimate Bretts, which you shouldn't do.
They do.
Griff Overwald is the thing.
He's a legend, but even without Griff, they've still got a lot. I mean, his blitzers are good. He's got some mighty blow. He's got a decent amount of guys. He's got his dirty player. I like this team. The only negative I've got really is that he's got no cash. So basically, he's got nothing in there. So if he started losing players, it's going to be hard for him to buy them back. But it can be done. Anyway, enough of that team. The next team on the list, they're coming at rank 30th. I know this team quite well because it's my team. That's my ball. The Triple B ranking is even cruel to its creator. It's told me not to bother. I had an absolute nightmare. I can't keep them alive, I'll be honest. And I had the horrid frustration in my last game having a blue screen when I was just about to go 2-0 up. So nothing has gone right for me. Funnily as enough, I was looking at if Bernie Buford wasn't me, what was the pros and cons? My pros, I thought, was it knows how to get the best out of average teams or teams played with very little games, and every player can get rid of the ball. But on the cons, I think it's high TV for what it is, and only 10 players, not great. I mean, I was so fuming. I could have thrown the PS4 out the window when I blue screened. Basically the last game of the season, because I could have done with a bit of extra cash. MVP, the score. Look at this team. Hot Dice Groupie, great player. Got a terrible injury against bloody Elven Union. Apothecary doesn't seem to work for me, so he didn't save him. He tried to kill him. It was good to see I got the strength 4. That always helps, but 2 guard pieces always quite useful on a jumping team. Only 10 players. Oh man, anybody who knows me, my pet hate is I don't like not having a bench. I'm gonna have to go in with loaners. 14 rerolls is okay. I've got a pod carry, but might as well not have him because it never fucking works. I don't know. I mean, 8-5-3. Although I will say that's 8-5-2 because I never count blue screens. Help. What do you? Give me some hope. Give me some hope, Teddy. Because Triple B says no point me turning up. Give me some hope. Lie to me. Tell me I've got a chance.
You do have a good chance. I mean, you've got 4 blitzers. One is strength 4 and one's got mighty blow. You've got a great ball hawk in that lineman with wrestle, tackle, and strip ball. Got a decent ball carrier in itself with lodge and sure hands for the catcher.
Yeah.
Like you said, having Kislev do struggle to stay alive, and they do inflate in TV quite quickly because blitzers are quite expensive for what they have when they start, which is kind of just their downside. But you just have to make their gimmicks work and see how it goes from there.
I mean, I was just about to say, Shagraf saying about game, see who I play in the first round, see what we're going. I tried to get a bear Shagraf, and that's why I was so. There's 2 reasons why I was upset with the blue screen. It wasn't a case of I lost the game, what I was going to win. The problem was it knocked out a rookie coach. I was really devastated that he lost his playoff spot because I blue screen. There's nothing I could do. So I was really upset about that. And the other thing was I needed 10k to get a bear. And I was tempted to get a bear because my team's getting slapped all over. And I just thought a bear to soak up the hits in the middle might have been helpful. So I missed out on that as well. So it was a double whammy for me. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But then people who like Rambo, who's on the Xbox, who's a great Kislev player, he says Bernie might be a blessing in disguise because bears aren't that good. So he said don't worry about it. But they're very high TV. 1480. Yeah. I don't feel I've got much for 1480. That's what I don't like. But you know, it's
Kislev in a nutshell.
Yeah, everyone said the same to me. You know, Kislev don't get dangerous until about 1900, but then you against all the nasty stuff. So it's always hard for Kislev because they're not good early, but then when they go to the late, if you go against Kill Team, you're in serious trouble.
They sit right in the middle. That's what they're good.
They do. I mean, I was trying to get myself positives. As much as I've slagged this team off, I mean, I was really unlucky against the Afterlife Mints. But the second half, instead of going for the win, I went for leveling up, so I did well. I beat Officials Case Kill Team 1-0, really happy about that. A Reptile Dysfunction, he basically is undefeated. He's a new guy who looks really good. I was 2 up, but I ended up with 4 players, so he got a draw. Fan Fox 1-1. I rolled a double 1 when I could potentially win that one. Flo Diamonds, good team at Gimlicks, beat the playoff Rolling Ones team 2-0. You know, and then even on Fujino Jukai, the top elf team. So, you know, I look at this and think, you know what, I've been slagging them off, but there's a lot of teams I've played. They're like 5 or TV down, or really good teams, and they've held their run. But I must admit, I agree with the Triple B ranking. I think I've got very little chance, but I said the same about my Brits, and my high elves knocked out Shagras 2000 Vamps. So I seem to do well with teams what haven't played many games. For the stadium, I've gone for security gate because I'm fed up of having pitch invasion and 7-8 man players laid on the floor on my drive. So that's the reason I went for that. But could I surprise? Never say never, but I think, like you said, I'd have to have a good matchup. But we'll see how we go. But that's my ranking. I am ranked 30th. Any last words, Teddy, or shall we move on?
It's a solid team. Kislev are a fun team to use as well. And the bear problem does cause is a bit upsetting not to have, because worst way, the bear acts like a tree for wood elves. It just soaks the bits up. Yeah. As a magnet.
I thought... Yeah, sorry, I'm just going to pick you up on that. When I decided to go with Kislev, I was adamant I did not want a bear. for the TV and all that, and with people saying the TV issues and all that, I was like, I just can't have one. I don't like loaners in the first place. But the reason why I've sort of gone to your side of agreement is because whatever I put on the line, it doesn't matter if I'm against Elven Union or whatever, I lose players. And then they try and muscle me down the middle. And obviously, because I've not got very strong and I ain't got much guards, you feel like a lot of the time you're dodging or jumping away. Where if you have the bear, like you say, you've got a strength bar piece in there, and you can like sort of hold them back. So I was gutted that I couldn't buy one. But what it might mean is I might be able to make the postman. The postman may return for the first game. And that obviously must be worth at least 200 TV, hopefully. But there you go.
Possibly.
Yeah. Always like the postman. He's doing well for me in my new season. The postman always delivers. That's my motto. Anyway, let's go to the final team of the 4, what have been classed as the Mission Impossible 4 challenge. And this guy probably the best out of the 4 of us. He's a top-class coach. I'm glad he's back because he had a bit of enforced break, I think, is a polite way of saying it. It's Mojo Nova, Delph Improvements 101. Now, we've had this bit of banter where obviously the postman, as we know, he's the best player, the elite player in your team. You have a postman, the chance of you winning the championship, it goes up massively. But Mojo Nova's been talking about this Tim Taylor. Apparently better than the postman? I don't think so. Unfortunately for him, first game, he is out. He will not be here. His movement nan, sidestepping sprint runner is not available. So that's a huge blow for him. That was the biggest sort of like con I could think about him. The pros is a top coach. The Dark Elf team again looks really nice. He's got 2 strength ups. He's got loads of blodge, 3 tackle, but the BB rankings say, ain't got a chance. Another team, I'm like, I had to double check this team to make sure I'd done the formula right, and I had, and I was surprised yet again to see this one down there. I mean, what do you think of the Delph Improvements? Good coach, looks a good team, massive blow on the runner. Maybe the formula thought, oh god, he might struggle without that. I don't know, but what do you think, Teddy? What do you think of this team?
Well, it's a good Dark Elf team. They've got the skills needed. The Strength 4 AV8 Witch Elf is a nice piece to have. And then you've got the Strength 4 Blitzer with Frenzy. So I'm guessing he's going to try and play a Norse game and try to surf people.
Possibly, yeah. We've got all Candy. Yeah. And Candy got an interception as well in one of the games I saw. Where she offered the postman sexual favours. And he threw the ball. So she's obviously, she's got that part to her as well. So, she obviously can entice them to throw the ball to us. Always helpful. Like I said, this guy's good. He knows what he's doing. He's got some good wins there. He beat Officials Chaos 3-1 last game. What was a big game for him. He smashed Cinemouse's Necro, Walk the Dog 4-1 as well. Poo Party, the Nagel, he drew 1-1 with them. He struggled against the Wood Elves. He got a great draw against the 4-time champion Azawin. He's a good coach. I like it. I think his team's good. The only other negative I have with this team, and again, maybe the formula didn't like it as well, was it's quite high TV. 1790 for what it's got. It's a bit high, but maybe that's just me. I don't know.
Well, they are elves.
Yeah,
so
Dark Elves.
They always eventually bloat up in TV eventually.
Yeah, I think I always just like a bargain, like to have a really good team for like 1,500. But I don't know. It's a nice team, like I said. He's got a frenzy strength for a piece. What's beautiful. I would be tempted to go probably Leap next if he gets deep into the competition, and he can get a leveled up. But yeah, I think good chance. 17 wins, 6 draws, 6 losses. Nothing shabby there, and he made this late run when he was playing against a lot of the good teams as well. Was always useful. So the question is, we've seen 32, 31, 13, 29. Out of the 4 teams, which team can you see go the furthest, Ted?
I'll probably have to say the Bretonians I can see getting the furthest.
Ooh. You don't believe this curse on Stump that he's going to mess up. You think this is the year that the Bretts are going to make him get his first win?
Uh, yeah, I can definitely see that. Brett's are just a solid team. He's got a lot of the capable skills needed to protect the blitzers, and the blockers can take care of themselves. And then the peasants are there just to help defend or just assist when they're needed. Of course, my other option was the Dark Elves, but
Yeah, yeah,
with the,
yeah,
I think the runner being gone is a bit hard
yeah,
because he doesn't really have a decent ball carrier unless he gives it to a lineman or one of the blitzers. Maybe the unskilled witch elf, but
yeah. I don't know. It's hard, isn't it? It's hard. Um, I like this Brett team. I don't like it's got no cash, and obviously with it being 5 rounds, attrition can get in, and I know too well with armor 8, it's not great. People say armor 7's better than armor 8. Seems to break less armor 7. Don't know why, but that's just the way it is. I like the team. Which team do I think will go best out of the 4? Gotta be Kislev, hasn't it? Gotta go with my own. I'd be terrible if I didn't go with Kislev. So
that's true too.
I've got to go with my team otherwise. But the only team I don't really like out the 4 is the Goblins. But I always...
The goblins.
But they are with the current champion, so that bumps them up a lot. But there you go. There's for Group B. I could get Gobos and probably get my head kicked in still. I don't know. My only hope with my Kislev is that they don't get broken quickly. So I've got some plays to try and win a game with, and that's basically it. They've done well. I mean, like I said, I played a lot of the top races of Wood Elves, High Elves, Dark Elves. I played a lot of the top teams, and they've done okay, and they've held them. The problem I've got is obviously by the time we got 10-16, I'd maybe have 5 plays left, so if we went to overtime, we'd probably lose, and that's obviously the worry here. One of my main strengths is I'm pretty good in overtime. My games do go into overtime, so I know what's required. But I don't think my team can, and that's why I was desperate to get some extra cash in my last game. Maybe get a bear like Mystic Ted was on about, and just beef it up a bit. But now I can't. There is a potential of the Postman coming as a number 11. Tempted to bring another catcher in, because I think catchers are massive, just because of their agility 4 and their maneuverability and their extra movement. Combine that with the movement 7 of the blitzers. They are a lot quicker than I give them credit for when I first created them. So we'll have to see. Anyway, that is us done for the first episode. Like I say, we're trying to keep it under 30 minutes. I'm on 27 minutes 30 seconds, so all is good. We're in there. V-Power-V! The most luckiest man ever. We've just finished this one. I don't know if Ted wants to do one more, or I might have to do it by myself, or Shag might join me in the booth. Because I've probably got enough time for one more before I have to go and take my son somewhere. But yeah, we've just done the first 4 teams, V. It was... I've got my things down here. Yeah,
Goblins, Kislev,
yeah.
Dark Elves and Bretts.
Yeah, last-ditch effort are being ranked as the worst team or the least likely to win the Triple B rankings. Then we got Stump Pumpers, Batonies in 31st. Bernie Buffons, that's my ball, 30th. And Delph Improvements, Mojo Nova's Dark Elves, 29th. So my Triple B rating prefers V-Power-V's Dark Elves to Mojo Nova's Dark Elves. But where does V-Power-V end up in the rankings? Well, you'll have to find out, won't you? So next video will be between 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, and we're doing them in segments of 4. Thanks for Mystic Ted for joining me, and we've got 30 teams already, so we're just waiting for 2. Sergal unfortunately can't take a ticket till Saturday, but if I can get the other one done, I will do the live draw tonight or tomorrow at the very latest. So there we go. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye-bye.
This house not being rented?
No problem, Steady.
This house is being rented.